So the X-Men animated series Cell Shaded Marvel Legends line continues with Mr. Sinister. This is the Hasbro Marvel Legends VHS style box packaging for the X-Men figures they've been releasing recently, and it looks pretty darn cool. This is a bigger figure, so it comes with the same size box, but it's a little bit more depth to it to fit the figure inside. And then here's the backside right here. So the backside does have a read-up that reads, "The twisted geneticist Mr. Sinister seeks to create the perfect mutant life form. His chosen test subjects, Jean Grey and Cyclops." So this is, again, a redeco, repaint. All of these figures have been redeco, repaints. The only brand new figure, I believe, is going to be Morph that they are releasing within this Cell Shaded line. As you can tell, this is a plastic-free packaging. It's the VHS style box. It works so perfect with the VHS style box. You can see, I love the artwork on the front. Enough of the box. Let's get this thing open. And I do like to kind of show what it looks like on the inside sometimes. Since it is plastic-free, it slides right out inside this cardboard kind of clamshell here. So I'm not gonna lie, this is actually pretty aesthetically pleasing. I just did not expect to like it this much. This is just like the Ulick review where I opened the figure and I'm like, man, this thing is actually really, really nice. Well, recently they released Wolverine and they released Jubilee for the cell shaded VHS style box, and I just wasn't too crazy about the Jubilee. I think that was the one that was like, I don't know if this line is gonna be it, but the Wolverine was actually pretty cool because we get that new head sculpt and all that. So I went into this opening up Mr. Sinister thinking it was just gonna be kind of like Jubilee, and man, they really did go pretty far out with the cell shading on this figure, and it actually looks really clean and looks really cool. It looks actually really, really good. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I do gotta throw in a gripe. No accessories. There's no hands, no head swaps, no nothing at all. But the same goes for the original release. It did not come with any hands or head swaps or anything. It was just a figure and the Build-A-Figure. But at least it did come with a Build-A-Figure piece. But that original release was $20, okay? This is $27, okay? This is a big difference. After tax, you're paying $30 for the figure and you're only getting a figure, nothing else, and it's a repaint, it's a redeco, so it's overpriced. You're not really getting a good value here. So it is overpriced. If you do have the original Mr. Sinister, then maybe you don't need this. If you hate cell shading, you definitely don't need this. But if you do like cell shading and you like the animated series type figures, then this might be for you. You might even like this more than the original Mr. Sinister, which we'll throw in here for a comparison later on in the video, so stay tuned. So taking a closer look, you can see his face sculpt looks very clean, looks very good. There is no cell shading on the face, but there is cell shading on the front of the hair, if you can kind of see that there. This big old collar piece to his cape is cell shaded. The cell shading on this figure is already better than the previous figures that we've gotten cell shaded before. There were a lot of QC issues with some of the previous figures, and this one's vastly improved, so it's good to see that. I always complain that, I mean, the main attraction of the figure is the cell shading. If you can't get that right, what's the point? So it's good that we are getting an improvement with the cell shading paint, at least with Mr. Sinister. You can see it a lot on the torso and overall the entire front of the figure. Cell shading all over. You see the belt, even the wristbands, and then the legs down to the feet. And I believe it's only the front. Yeah, there's really no point in cell shading the back of it. It's just all blue. They did not cell shade the cape. That's kind of weird. I don't know. They should have at least added something to this. But it is not cell shaded. But the front figure is fully decked out. So it's good to see though. Alright, so here we have the original Mr. Sinister, which came in the Wendigo X-Men Build-A-Figure wave. And here is the main comparison that we want to take a look at. Same body mold, 100% up and down. Just a repaint, redeco of the figures. So you can see here the very drastic difference between the two figures. Very vibrant colors on the cell shading animated versions, which looks good. It looks like that's what a animated version would look like. And then very darker colors here for this just regular comic based version. So they're both good in their own right in my eyes. If you like the animated cell shading look, then you got to go for of course, the one on the left. And then if you don't like that and you like regular normal comic book versions of figures, then go with the Wendigo wave for sure. They're both looking really good. Alright, next to the Wolverine that came in the VHS style box as well. This is the cell shaded Wolverine, and it looks really, this is my favorite one of them all so far for sure. I love the new head sculpt. But man, he looks tiny next to Mr. Sinister. He is a pretty big figure. And he's also, bending his knees and posed up, so he does look even shorter. But together, all of the cell shaded figures should look pretty darn good together. It's really not something you want to display with your regular figures. As you saw the drastic difference between the regular Mr. Sinister and the cell shaded version, so it might look a little odd. But together they do look good. And here you can kind of get an idea of how cell shaded the Mr. Sinister truly is compared to the other two figures here. Jubilee being the least cell shaded, this was the one that kind of disappointed me. And mine has a lot of quality control issues, a lot of flakiness to the cell shaded areas, a lot of paint chips, and really the one that got me worried about this line. And then Wolverine proved to be a little bit better, although he's not super cell shaded. And then Sinister is definitely the most associated one of them all. But they do look great all together. Has me somewhat excited for the rest of the wave, which should include Jean Grey, Storm, and Morph. So far, they are still slowly but surely adding more figures to this set of figures. I don't know how far they'll go. I think once it's all said and done, it's going to look great all together. And then there's a quick sneak peek of Storm on the side right there. Alright, so that was a quick look at what you can expect from the Marvel Legends VHS cell shaded Mr. Sinister figure X-Men line. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick review. If you did, make sure you show some love, leave a like down below, and comment your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for more content, and as always, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.